We have a prayer answering God, and we have a God that still performs miracles even today. I was brought up in a Christian home, but served the Lord all my life. Started a small trucking company, which was somewhat successful. Pretty much a hands-on guy all the time. I mean, I drove the trucks, I worked in the trucks, big into outdoors, hunting, fishing, four-wheeler riding. I was the kind of guy that worked hard and played very hard too. And at age 56, I woke up one morning knowing I was deathly ill. When we got to the emergency room, I walked in, but it was like an out-of-body experience. They immediately put the blood ox tester on my fingers and realized that there was no oxygen, no blood to my fingers already. So at that point in time, my hands and feet were probably gone already. Immediately put me on a ventilator and in a medically induced coma. They tell me I turned dark purple from my eyes clear to my toes. Well, they quickly diagnosed my illness as streptococcus pneumonia. I'd become septic. What streptococcus does, it limits blood flow to your body, starting with your extremities and working towards your core. One physician that had dealt with patients like this said he's never had anyone live in his whole career that had this disease. They went and told my wife that had I been 30 minutes later, I would have been dead on arrival, that I had about 30 minutes to live and probably a 5% chance of survival. My wife, being the awesome person she is, and the strong Christian she is, quickly called pastors and good friends, came by my bedside and prayed hard. They put it on Facebook and all kinds of social media. Thousands of people around the world and around the country prayed for me. I am 100% without a doubt convinced that those first 3 or 4 days, they prayed me out of the grave. After 4 days staying in a local hospital, they flew me to what was a burn center because the symptoms I was showing was somewhat like burns on my skin. After about 5 days at that hospital, they did amputate my hands. And several days later, they amputated my feet. Now, there was discussion in my family, do we want to let our father and our husband live without hands? We know where he's going to go if he would pass away today. Do we want to continue with these surgeries and take these from him? After 6 weeks in a coma, I finally woke up, which was a great thing, realizing that I had no legs and that I had no hands. It was a very tough moment. I mean, me being a hands-on guy, it's like, what is there to live for? Was it a rough time? Did I cry? You better believe it. It's a big unknown, thinking about things I would not be able to do. And there were a lot that I thought I wasn't going to be able to do. They sent me to a local rehab, which was state-of-the-art, a brand new facility which God placed me in, which was spectacular. So after 6 weeks of being in a coma, I was very, very, very weak. Could hardly even crawl. Within 3 weeks in this rehab, with God's grace and support of family, and again, lots and lots of prayers, within 3 weeks of showing up, I was walking with new prosthetics. By God's grace, the saints prayed again and prayed very hard and stormed the gates of heaven that I would have the grace and the wherewithal to live a happy, prosperous life. And thank God I have. I have met people that have shown me the way to deal with these prosthetics. I am back to doing practically everything I've done before. I ride four-wheeler, I hunt, I fish. I got my first deer this year, which was unbelievable. It's a very, very good life. At the age of 56, I was looking forward to retirement. Very, very healthy young man. I had no idea that when I went to bed on February 4th, I may not make it through February 5th. In one day, I went from being healthy to just about meeting God. Where are you at in your walk with the Lord? If you were given 30 minutes to live, what would you do with the rest of your life?